Can you, in a nutshell, describe what you guys have become aware of, how you became aware of it, what you've been doing, and when you think this investigation and allegations of the state police might be finished?
Several months ago, the governor's office received a letter with serious allegations made against members of the West Virginia State Police, and he requested an investigation be initiated to look into these allegations. Since, over the past few months, extensive work has been done by the Department of Homeland Security's Inspector General and other retired law enforcement officers looking into these allegations. The investigation is ongoing, and as of last Thursday was the most recent interview.
Has that concluded your interviews? Do you still have more things to do before you get closer to getting to a conclusion?
We have more things to do, including analyzing additional financial records that we've recently obtained.
Can you characterize the people who are the Inspector General and who the people they're working with, generally speaking, and how they came into this situation?
Right. A few years ago, the governor realized that we needed to have an independent body within the Department of Homeland Security to conduct investigations concerning employees and in purchases, a whole wide range of areas. And they put the money in our budget, and we have an Inspector General who operates and can actually go directly to the governor to present information from his investigations.
They operate independently, but obviously with supervision from this office.
That's correct. As you know, Mr. Bass, retired federal agent, and I work with the Inspector General and work with all of our agencies.
I'm sure you get allegations all the time. This set of allegations seems very specific, so how seriously did you take it when it first arrived on your desk, and especially as the investigation has continued, your thoughts about the importance of getting this right to make sure that West Virginians continue to have faith in the state police and the authorities that are charged to protect us and sometimes have to intervene into people's lives in very serious ways?
Well, it starts from the top, and the governor wanted a thorough investigation, and I think that's why 6 years ago he hired the chief of his general counsel was a former county prosecutor who worked extensively with law enforcement, had many trials, and then that individual's now the chief of staff, and the chief of staff made it clear that he wanted this very thoroughly done.
Roughly speaking, when do you think you might be able to at least bring these findings that you found to a head, and then we move from there?
I will say, Mr. Bass, at a minimum, it'll be 2 months. The latest would be 90 days. So 60 to 90 days to complete.
That seems, for a layman, that seems like it might be a long time, but explain why you have to be that careful and why it takes that amount of time and why it's been several months that you guys have been looking into this.
Well, obviously, just like with you with FOIAs, it takes time to gather the documents and look at them and analyze them and so forth, and it takes time to contact someone and arrange a time to interview them in their schedule. So it's not like a TV show. You have to go as the process takes you.
And be fair to everyone involved.
Absolutely.
If I'm someone living in West Virginia and I hear about an investigation like this that's obviously being taken seriously, with serious allegations, what should I think about my state police? Well,
I'd like to say, let's talk about all Homeland Security. You hear things about what happens in our correctional facilities. There's over 3,000 employees there. We hope that someday there'll be 4,000 employees, but you can't judge corrections on the actions of a few. And just like with the state police, we cannot judge the entire state police on the actions of a few. For example, last year, 44,600 individuals were arrested and brought into our regional jails. 10% of those arrestees, those arrests were made by the West Virginia State Police. So they're a very important part of law enforcement in West Virginia, and the governor wants their reputation to be the best that it can be.
Finally, How much confidence do you have in our West Virginia State Police?
When I transferred here from Cleveland in 1982, my first investigation was with an individual who eventually became the colonel of the West Virginia State Police, Tom Kirk. In that case, as luck would have it, to this date, it's the largest narcotics case in the history of West Virginia. And I worked extensively throughout my career with the West Virginia State Police. And I take great pride in them. And that's why this is important to me and others, that we want the West Virginia State Police to be the best that it can be.
While getting this investigation right to make sure you discover the truth and what needs to be done.
Yes, sir.